They said it couldn't be done. They called it a joke and laughed at us behind our backs. They claimed it was
Impossible. Impossible. Impossible.
Everything is always impossible until someone does it.
The goal was straightforward and simple. Come together as a team and community to claim the top spot on the ladder leaderboard without cheating. What is cheating, you might ask? Boy, do I have a video for you, and I'll link that in the description below. The most common, known, and accepted ways of cheating today include account sharing, having unmanned players in game by loading alternate accounts, and using third-party sites and out-of-game assets to pay for gear, such as the use of forum gold. There are rules to racing the ladder, and while no one else cares to follow them, we are, for better or worse, stricken with integrity. Boom, baby. 3 years in the making, and we've come away with a W. An actually legitimate overall rank 1 has been achieved. No mental gymnastics required to convince us that we were legit. No feel-good moral victory of just knowing we were the highest ranked legit character this season. And absolutely no cheating required. We reside at the top of the leaderboard with an indisputable claim to legitimacy, and we've got video evidence to prove it. Unfortunately, Twitch did me dirty by constantly disconnecting my stream and chopping it into hundreds of tiny videos. Thankfully, my recording software saved the vids to my machine. There were still a few gaps for when I tried to fix the Twitch problem by hard resetting my software, but with the vids on my PC and some content from my teammates' streams, I was able to put together an end-to-end video playlist. I'll put that link in the description below as well. This is a huge accomplishment for the team, the Discord, and frankly, the D2R community. Demonstrating it is not required to cheat in order to win the ladder race is pretty exciting. However, the community is kind of numb to the ladder race these days. Everyone is jaded by previous ladder competitions, as it's a known fact that each and every winner of the past several seasons has cheated in one way or another. It's become normal to see ladder races end in a few days and think something like, man, these bots are out of control. Or my favorite, they just buy all their gear. Players throughout the community have resigned to thinking this is just another ladder season. With any luck, this video can make the rounds and break the stigma by showing a team of committed, real, regular-ass D2 grinders logged in, marched up the ladder, and despite the rest of the competition continuing to cheat, still put a 2-level gap on the next closest character. Live streamed by multiple players, which provided both evidence of legitimacy and some pretty excellent entertainment for anybody who dropped in. Isn't that right, Isno?
Get smashed.
Sorry, I'm focusing on not dying. Give me
You can actually tell he's concentrated too.
As I look back on the feat, it's easy to see where things could have gone a lot smoother or faster. If there's anyone watching who has tried to put an 8-player group together, whether for a ladder launch or just an everyday speedrun, you know it's easier said than done. Attempting to coordinate that type of insanity is a little nuts. Then, when the ladder dates finally get announced, the chaos intensifies. This season was even worse, with the dates being announced only 8 days in advance instead of the typical and already insufficient 14. We went from 23 interested players in September down to a mere 13 just 36 hours before launch. Thankfully, we were bailed out by some pretty stand-up gents from Diablo days past and other discords with just moments to spare. Now, was it a perfect run? Nor was it a great run.
But if I can be real about it, be real, son. Real, be real, son.
It wasn't even a good run. Nothing went right in the first 30 minutes, including my aforementioned stream issues, resulting in small things like missing my starting timer. The RNG of available XP early on did us no favors, and there was obvious rust and inexperience from some of the late joiners we picked up in the pre-launch chaos. We were slow to hell difficulty, and we had multiple games that we failed to fill 8 players. which is a cardinal sin of ladder racing. Is there even a paladin in the game?
No.
Someone join the game.
I mean, there's like 16 people in the voice chat, but we only have 7 people in the game. This is...
Where's your spreadsheet now, ye?
Yeah. Where's your scheduling spreadsheet?
Regardless of the struggles, the Discord community really came in clutch, and our sub Players 8 games were held to a minimum, and we're very thankful to everyone who joined in, no matter how long they were around for. And despite everything, we remain resilient, and we still got there. In the process, we re-exposed some things that have been all but forgotten about what makes this game so great. First of all, humans are better than robots in every way. Even when they're just standing in town because the games are lightning fast and their character has mobility issues, it's way more fun to blast when you've got the homies with you, and the atmosphere is well worth it. Eventually, when the opportunity presents itself, there's things that other actual players can do in the game that bullshit loaded accounts fall short of. This shouldn't be a surprise to anyone, but there really is something to be said about seeing it happen.
YGP, go right side, clear the whole room. Not even map hack can do this.
The second thing stemmed from the removal of Forum Gold, and it's that this particular entity completely destroys the excitement and accomplishment of the game. Some, having used it for so long, had forgotten what the real grind was like, and had been accustomed to always having what they needed when they needed it. This season served as a bit of a reality check, a reminder of how hard it can be, or dare I say, how hard it should be, to actually acquire something super GG. Making item for item trades in a world dominated by a community whose only concern is what they can do outside of the game really drags you down. We figured we could probably just over-offer to make in-game items look more appealing.
I had to make an offer they can't hook and refuse, so we got to overpay a little bit. Yeah, we're overpaying for this shit, but we're gonna try. Only way you're gonna pry it out of these dead Forum Gold hands.
A few moments later.
Yeah. You guys remember that offer they couldn't refuse?
Did they refuse it?
They refused it.
Wow. Imagine if we didn't get our unrefusable offers refused. How fast we could go if we didn't care about legitimacy. Alas, we're burdened with morals, which can make the slog pretty gross.
Dude, we've yet to drop a single burr job. What's up with that?
Dude, weren't you listening to Isno? Can't believe I committed 24 whole hours to working and didn't get a single high rune.
Got 409 MF and I find shit, guys. Magic fucking sitting here for almost 24 hours and being... I've been doing the most efficient thing I could do in the game for like 24 hours. Don't commit it for fucking 24 hours. I'm after 36 hours, bro.
I was starting to think the long dry spell of the grind was actually starting to get to the poor guy.
This really doesn't convince me to play legit. Shut up, I'm talking.
But patience is a virtue, or so I'm told, and perseverance will always prevail.
No way.
Isno!
Isno!
Let's go! He horked something!
He horked
He did it!
the thing we needed,
too.
No, identify the perfect version of it.
No!
I need a socket
Fucking
quest.
rigged, man.
I have a socket
Let's
class.
go!
You win.
You did
You
it!
win.
You win!
I guess I have to go to bed now. Damn.
Oh, man, I was fucking muted. I was screaming.
If I was forced to find one thing from our season journey that I regretted, it would be that Isno had his mic muted when he horked that Griffins. I can only imagine the feeling of accomplishment he had, probably one the game had not given him in decades. We were still quick to remind him that it wasn't that bad.
First try is no.
First try.
First try, fuck you, bro. I've been doing this for fucking 36 hours, okay?
First try is no.
We
Never
get
let
it?
him see you sweat.
The last thing is that when you climb the ladder leaderboard, how you get there should matter. The narrative that everyone cheats or that Blizzard doesn't care is irrelevant. People have become so enamored with putting themselves on the front page that they no longer care how it happens. Ironically, players still refuse to call up Taobao Valley Online Gaming and pay them to get their account a rank 1 finish.
So I got that going for me, which is nice.
But the idea that players actively cheating are still reluctant to go too far makes the whole situation confusing. And here's the thing, I'm a nobody. And if I can build a community by simply making a Discord and playing a game, literally anyone can do it. Sure, it took a little time, and it required some solid resolve on my part and the part of my more dedicated teammates. But I've been able to rally a community and accomplish one of the loftiest goals ever set forth in Diablo 2 Resurrected. One where people literally said it could not be done.
Shout out to all the haters who said that we couldn't do this.
That it wasn't possible.
Pepsi with
Literally impossible.
Pepsi with
We were told that we couldn't compete unless we cheated, and what we have proven is that they can't compete without cheating. And you know, these cheating mechanisms, they're a lot like professional athletes taking steroids. And our good friend Jimmy Vollmer really summed it up beautifully.
I know now that even if you do win on steroids, you're really not a winner. You're just a pussy. You're just a big, fat pussy. And if you take steroids, the only decent thing to do is come forward and say, remove me from the record books. Because I am a big, stinky, pussy, steroid-taking jackass.
But how fast were we really? It's not lost on me that the usual suspects on the leaderboard were absent from Season 12. While what we accomplished is a feat in and of itself, I didn't want to fall victim to circumstance. Admittedly, I was a little scared at the thought of looking back and seeing how we'd compare to past players, and if being much slower than them would thus prove that buying all your shit and loading in P8 games is in fact unbeatable. But curiosity got the best of me. I was able to amass some comparisons by using the interwebs to find all the season launch times, and then D2EMU to find out how long it took each player to reach max level. The D2EMU site updates based on XP gained or lost, and it leaves the last played timestamp as the date and time that it last saw XP gain by the character, making it a convenient timestamp of when that player finished. Delightfully, when comparing our time to past seasons, it was pretty okay. It has been 9 seasons since the introduction of Terror Zones alongside the Mosaic Runeword. In those 9 seasons, we would have never finished below 3rd, and in 3 of the last 5, we would have still remained rank 1. There might be some out there that would claim we didn't even race against anyone, implying that the outcome would have been very different had other players chosen to participate. Well, then again, maybe not. Regardless, the outcome of Season 12 has brought a wave of relief over our Discord, finally cashing in on the mission statement made by myself and Bepsi years ago. The mental and physical toll of doing this without the ease of cheating makes it so that we can't do it every season. Instead, we aim to run every other season, and we'll be looking at defending the title in Season 14. However, it was announced that Mosaic is being looked at for balancing by Blizzard earlier this year. Now, I definitely agree that Mosaic is OP, but the idea of making a change has me torn. Its very unique combination of power to cost ratio is what keeps teams like mine in the competition. Our strategy hinges heavily on it. So what type of balance are we looking at? Some speculate changing up the runes to include something like Jaw, Burr, or another combination of high rune. A change like this would do literal nothing to the gear purchasing community. It just makes them put another set of high runes in their cart before checkout or into the ISO JSP post. Adding more high runes to the requirement would be an insurmountable obstacle for legit players. Others are calling for a nerf. It would be interesting to see how this was implemented, because it runs the risk of making it unplayable. If we could put it together, but the power level isn't sufficient, it's back to being worthless. So what's next? Since we've got a decent heads up on a change coming, it's allowed us to start looking into other classes and builds to see what we can do if Mosaic goes away. We'll just have to wait and see what D2R brings in the coming seasons. One thing is for sure, we will keep fighting the good fight for all the real gamers out there, gaming the right way. If that's you, feel free to hop in the Discord anytime. There's an invite link in the description below. And there you have it, a victory lap video from a legit rank 1 overall team. That's all I have for now, so we'll see you on the leaderboards.